Hey everybody, welcome back to Chicago Reacts. I am Zach, an actor here in Chicago, soon to be worldwide. Stay tuned. And as always, on my left and your right, I'm joined by the wonderful, wonderful mustachio himself.
I'm Michael, everybody. I'm also an actor here in the city of Chicago. We are back. We are checking out Obscure Obsolete Inventions by
Salmonella.
Yes.
One of the OGs on the channel, so always love bringing some Salmonella back. And you guys love them, so.
Yeah, I was just going to say, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in that comment section down below. And also go check us out on Twitch. If you are watching this within 3 hours of it going live, we should be live on Twitch, so go check it out. With that said, we'll see you. We're jumping into it.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
We'll see you right now.
All right. Are you ready to say
Sam? I'm so ready.
All right, here we go.
All right, after months upon months of unrelenting pressure by you psychopaths pretending to be my characters on Twitter, I finally got a merch store. Let this be a lesson, kids. With enough harassment, you can achieve anything. Anyway, go check it out, or don't, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be after this.
Hey kids, if I learned
Sam.
anything from my middle school career, it's that what may seem like a good idea initially will often be remembered only as a foolish mistake. Here's a few pieces of technology from yesteryear that have since fallen into total obscurity. So I've always believed that there's no point in having many small things when you can have one big thing. Why have many shrimp when you can have one lobster? Why drink many glasses of milk when you can eat one udder? Why have many cheese-its when you can have one cheese-them, patent pending? And why have many street lights when you can have one moonlight tower? These guys were real popular back in the 1880s and 90s, often standing at over 150 feet tall and illuminating several blocks from a single point. Not very well, mind you. Matter of fact, they were
That also just can't be very safe.
Yeah,
The
because
amount
it's going
of-
to cast like big shadows,
Right, and then
by buildings.
Not only that, but also just the amount of electricity that you'd have to run up one of those things, especially
Yeah.
during those times.
so dim,
Now
we
they could
didn't
be
even
like
have the
LED, and
Yeah.
probably not that bad, but
Right. We're about to find out why they didn't stick
Yeah.
around.
just call them light towers. Had to go and stick the moon on the front so people didn't get their hopes up. But thanks to our good old friend, the inverse square law, you still needed a fuck ton of light to pull this off. So they used incredibly harsh and UV emitting arc lights instead of incandescent bulbs. All the light of the moon and all the vision damage of the sun, talk about a win-win. Sadly, these beasts have fallen by the wayside over the past century or so, except for in Austin apparently, but they use friendlier mercury vapor lamps in them, so they only get half points. Now, anyone who's been around a baby long enough knows they always have a cloud of ghoulish stench hovering around them. Jeez Louise, somebody better air out that musty little muskrat before grandma starts drooping again. You could stick him on the clothesline for a while, but knowing that little moron, I'm sure he'd find a way to hurt himself somehow. Introducing the baby cage. Finally, city dwellers all across the nation have a way of unleashing their postnatal funk on the unsuspecting passerby below. These were in vogue for a while before falling out of style a bit of the way into the 20th century, because apparently society started deeming babies more valuable than air conditioners. I don't really get it personally, but this is also around the time we started putting lead in gasoline, so it's probably for the best we kept them inside all day. Matter of fact, it's my firm belief that without kids growing up breathing lead, there's no way pet rocks would have taken off in the 70s. Wow, alienating baby boomers. He's so brave and controversial. Now, in the days between the Great War and the not as great but still pretty alright war, people were trying to find efficient means of detecting an incoming air attack. They climbed their nation's tallest mountains to seek the wisdom of their greatest elders, and the wise men said, big ears. So that's what they did. These giant discs were known as acoustic mirrors and were designed to focus incoming sound over a 5-meter diameter into a single point. They were reasonably effective as listening devices. A few of them in Britain were able to pick up the sound of a plane from all the way across the English Channel. Of course, radar came along soon after, rendering these things completely useless beyond looking brutalist as hell. For real, instant album cover material.
It actually...
that looks so metal.
It looks freaking metal as hell.
Yeah. The concrete ears, reflections.
Again, it also just looks like something again out of like the Fallout universe.
It does. It does.
It's why has there not been a concrete ear in a Fallout game? Todd Howard, get on that.
Right here. One of the Pep Boys is pulling a Spanish Inquisition on this poor wayward harlot. Huh. Just kidding. Despite the fact that this looks so very, very much like a state-of-the-art instrument of torture, it's actually just a beauty micrometer. Think those shoe size measurer things at Foot Locker, only instead of one primitive measurement, it records the entire topology of your face and skull at once. With this data, a trained cosmetologist would be able to pinpoint exactly what features of your head should be enhanced and reduced with makeup in order to achieve a maximum calculated attractiveness after you've paid for their services. Clearly this device must have been effective. After all, beauty is entirely objective. What, eye of the beholder? Check the name tag, buddy. Apparently though, women didn't like it.
Yeah, this thing is insane. You want to put me in this contraption to like make sure that I fit your like standards?
It's like something out of Clockwork Orange, man.
Oh, it totally is. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Disgustingly beautiful.
Being strapped into a birdcage and having their every minute.
Also,
just disgusting.
Also, I just really appreciated that beholder joke.
Yes.
Flaw meticulously laid out in front of them, so this thing never really took off in the end. Next we have the Humlauf. This was a device made during World War II designed to let infantry shoot around corners. It's like the Germans sat down and watched that part in Tom and Jerry where the conniving rat bends the gun barrel back at his adversary. They said, "Mein Gott." They came in a variety of angles between 30 and 90 degrees, and even came with a little periscope so you could see what you were shooting at. But as we all come to find out when we reach adolescence, cartoons are the arbiters of deceit, because these things would invariably break within the first couple hundred.
Was literally gonna say, like, how would the bullet being propelled at such speed, like, not just break through the front?
Well, it looks like
path.
It worked for a couple hundred
right,
rounds,
which is
so
also
it's just like grooving into the edge of it.
Right,
yeah, that's not good. That's not gonna work.
Shots or so. And even when they did work, the rounds would fucking explode from the massive acceleration, turning a deadly bullet into an ineffectual spray of shrapnel. These were so ineffective that only the 30-degree model ever saw significant production beyond prototypes, and even that was very limited. Say, you ever look at regular mousetraps and go, not enough property damage? Well, check this out. Patented in 1882, it's the revolver mousetrap, brought to you by the makers of the snail trebuchet and the cockroach claymore. Thanks to the marvels of the modern era, all those tiresome hours of intense varmint slang can be outsourced to one little gadget on the floor of your kid's playroom. Now when you hear a gunshot in the middle of the night, you can rest easy knowing that, one way or the other, there's one less pest for you to deal with in the morning. Boom. 1850. Steam locomotives are all the rage. You're in the transport business, but all you can afford is a couple dumb horses. Sure, they move things from point A to point B almost as well at a fraction of the cost, but your cool rail riding friends called you a whack ass and it really hurt your feelers. Well, if we got the invention for you. The Impulsoria uses an ingenious system of treadmills to turn that horse to be beckoned into a force to be reckoned.
Look at that.
With. Sure, it's expensive as hell to make and limits your services entirely to railroads, but just look at it. Instant Pussymobile. Slap some rims and a spoiler on that, you're laughing. This machine is recorded at having a maximum output of 2 to 4 horsepower, which sounds about right, and it didn't see much use.
Fit on it.
Oh my god.
Oh
so
my
funny.
god.
That's so good.
Still 20 miles per hour. That's pretty impressive.
I mean,
I can't imagine how it would get that fast though.
With 2 to 4.
Maybe going downhill. How does that work though? If you go downhill, you've got to be able to like detach.
Right. You'd almost have to have the treadmills themselves. Like
the gears would have to be able to move separately.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess bikes work that way, where if you go downhill, pedals don't have to move.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they probably had that technology. Maybe.
Probably. Maybe.
Outside a couple exhibitions. Now, if there's one hobby that people in the past enjoyed, it's smoking. Whoo boy did they like smoking. And with every great wholesome activity comes a million novelty items to go along with it. Everyone's seen the long cigarette, but how about the really long cigarette? Want to smoke in the rain? Here you go. Going snorkeling? Hey, you know what's more important than oxygen? Nicotine. But hey, want to know the only thing better than a cigarette? 2 cigarettes. You know what? Fuck it. Have the whole pack. You earned it. Of course, if you're trying to cut back, you can always share it with a friend. Aw, how heartburning. But you know what's even more fun than addiction? High-quality documentaries. That's why you should check out Curiosity Stream. From the face behind the Discovery Channel, Curiosity Stream lets you stuff your little meatuses full of all the bizarre knowledge.
Discovery Channel. A little off put by it.
A little. Yeah, why is he so disturbing to look at?
He's like smiling, but it's
Don't
just
scare
going
the children.
It's just going
Don't scare the
sideways.
child. Don't scare the
Doing it? Does it look good?
Oh God.
And one
man.
eyebrow sticks up higher than the other.
It really does. And then he was obviously wearing something on his head because of the green screen job or the blues.
Oh
You
yeah.
see what I'm saying?
The world has to offer. And with over 2,400 titles, there's no way there isn't something that interests you here. Remember Secret Life of Pets? Trash movie. Turgid prose, stilted dialogue, pandering humor, and above all, highly unrealistic. On the other hand, The Secret Life of Dogs is an absolute treasure. Did you know they turn their tongues into weird inside-out ladles when they drink? Just one of the many fun facts found
Yeah.
inside. Normally, full access to CuriosityStream only costs $2.99 a month or $20 a year, which is nothing. That's like a McDonald's run every 4 months. But if you still have your doubts, you can get 30 days free if you sign up at curiositystream.com/salmonella and use promo code salmonella during the sign up process. Anyway, that's all for today. Till next time, I'm Salmonella, and check out this JPEG.
Was that
Those
cereal
Lucky Charms in a pickle.
in a
Man, I love
Sam-
Salmonella.
he-
Salmonella is so funny.
he really is like so his sense of humor is just so brilliant and it translates so well to exactly what it is that he's doing.
yeah.
And then on top of it, he makes these things so fun and it just flows so well. Like there were no breaks, no transitions in between the inventions.
Yeah.
Just went from one thing to another. Like he's really on top of what it is that he's presenting.
Yeah.
And
What was your favorite crazy invention? Obsolete
I
invention.
really enjoyed that horsepower moment.
The horsepower was
With
great.
the horsepower.
The one that freaked me out the most though was
the baby cage.
No, I was gonna say the rat
Oh,
trap
the-
with the pistol. Like what? You're gonna just let a pistol go off,
dude.
What?
At that point, man,
What?
At that point, I think I would probably just say like, "Hey, man, I just live with rats. That's my
Yeah.
life now. You know, I gotta adjust."
But I feel like also rat traps are effective, so I don't know why you need to make it more. You know what? Breaking their necks isn't enough. I want
to shoot them in
to
the face.
explode. Oh
Like,
man. Oh,
Guys, if you liked the video, feel free to like it. If you loved it, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Check out our Patreon. Check out the description box. There's tons of fun links there. We've got our own stuff linked there and links to the Twitch as well. Hopefully we'll see you there.
let us know if there are any inventions that you used to use that you don't anymore. Mine would probably be one of those iPod radio frequency connectors.
Oh my God.
Because before I could like just plug it into a USB, you'd have to plug it in. You could hook up this thing that would send out a radio signal to your car, so you'd listen to your iPod through the radio. And yeah, let me know if anyone's still. I mean,
I still use that in like my old car for a while.
Oh, yeah,
I had
you
to.
did,
Yep.
didn't you?
Yep.
So I'm sure there's some people out there who are still using that tech.
Or how about the people that had to back when CD players were new?
Yeah.
And then they had to use the cassette player thing where they would put the cassette thing in that then plugs into a new thing that you could then put DVDs through.
Yes.
Dude.
I remember using one of those. Man.
People
Weird
just-
tech that was like only necessary for a little bit of time. It's interesting.
People just aren't that committed
Yeah.
anymore to, the finer things in life, aka music in your vehicle.
Yeah. Now I just like my car just automatically connects. It's
Dude.
like, hey, you're listening to this now.
We live in unprecedented times
Yeah.
compared to where we were 10 years ago.
So let us know if there's things that you remember using that are totally obsolete now. And we'll see you next time.
On Chicago Reacts.